What's happening, everyone? My name is Phil with PrecisionLED.com, and today we have a 2011 Kia Optima that we'll be installing LED interior lights on. Now, if you like these kinds of videos and find them helpful, please subscribe to us at the YouTube channel to help keep us motivated and support us in what we do. We also have a Facebook page where you guys can check out the latest deals and discounts available for your ride. Let's go ahead and get started. The front overhead maps are pretty simple. We're going to use a crowbar-shaped tool. We're going to wedge between the clear lens and the overhead console and pop up that lens from the two back clips that you'll see here in the video. Now, once we have that bulb exposed, we are going to use a towel because the bulb is on to remove it without burning our fingers. Once we have that bulb out, let's replace it with that T10 crystal white LED and see how it looks. As a reminder for the rest of the video, these bulbs are polarity specific, which means that if you plug them in and do not work the first time, take them out, rotate it 180 degrees, and change the contact so the polarity is reversed, and try it again. 99% of the time, that's the reason why the bulb didn't work in the first place, and your problem is solved. The rear dome lights are very similar to the front map. You're going to use the crowbar tool again to wedge between the clear lens and the console itself to remove those overhead lenses. Once you have that removed, we're going to pry out those festoon type bulbs and get access to put the LEDs in. Again, we're using a hot towel because we're leaving the lights on just for demonstration purposes. But for your case, you probably should turn those lights off and let them cool down for a while before you go ahead and try and touch them with your fingers. Now, we're going to install the new festoon type LEDs, make sure the polarity is correct, and we need to angle them in the proper direction for the LEDs to output light towards each passenger seat. Once you're comfortable with the light angle from each bulb, go ahead and put those lens covers back in place. Make sure that you feel for the two pops, letting you know that that unit is securely back in place, and go ahead and test those lights on and off on both the driver's side and the passenger side. The glove box is probably one of the most fun to replace because the difference in brightness is so great in a very small compartment. It's really easy to see the difference. We're going to use the flat end of the serrated knife tool to pry out the entire lens housing of that glove box light. There is a black plate that is covering the bulb. Just go ahead and slide that off, and then you'll have access to the festoon bulb. Please keep in mind when you are looking at this video, this light only comes out from one direction. That's because the wiring harness is attached to one side and will only come out from the opposite end of that wiring harness. Once you have that new LED in, go ahead and put that gray cover back on and snap that housing back into place. To remove the vanity mirror lights housing, you're going to be using the flat end of the serrated knife tool and prying only from the side that has the light switch. If you try to pry from the left side or the side opposite to the switch, you will break the thing because the wiring harness attaches from there and you won't be able to get it out. So make sure it's from the switch side. Removing the halogen bulb from the vanity mirror housing is a little bit more difficult. The metal on that piece is stronger, so it's easier if you remove the entire housing from the black wire connector and get better access with your hands to that assembly. Once you have the black connector off, you can remove that old halogen bulb and replace it with a new LED. Remember, it is a tight squeeze, so just take your time and be careful. Before you put that housing back into place, make sure the LED is pointing down towards the clear lens cover to make sure the light's going out and not up into the roof liner. On to the trunk light. Now, as you can see, we're going to be using two tools to remove this light housing from the trunk liner. The tools you'll be using are the crowbar tool and the pointed part of the serrated knife tool. As you can see, we're going to use the pointed edge of the serrated knife tool to press the clip that's holding it in place, and then use the crowbar tool to gently pry it out when you have that clip depressed. Now, after you have that light housing out, the rest of the process is pretty similar to the rest of the installations. Remove the old halogen bulb, get the new LED in, make sure it is pointing down in the correct direction, and your installation should be fine. we're almost done here, and we just have the license plate left to go. For that, we'll be using the blunt end of the crowbar tool, and as you can see, we're going to force the assembly to one side to get dropped down. As you can see, there are two metal springs that are holding that in place, and we just have to push one in far enough so that we can drop it down on one side. The other side should follow. Now the bulb is held in place, and you will need to turn and rotate it counterclockwise to remove it and get access to that halogen bulb. You can remove it, get the new LED in, and then put it back in the assembly and turn counterclockwise to lock it back in place. To reinstall the assembly, just force the entire unit back up. You'll hear 2 clicks letting you know that it's secure. That's it for the 2011 Kia Optima. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and if you did, please subscribe to us on YouTube and help support what we do. You can find the same products and tools that we used in this presentation in the description with a direct link to PrecisionLED.com.